Well, a lot has happened in Haiti in the past 24 hours, from barbecue being attacked by the Haitian National Police and the MSS in different parts of Delmas, to the Viv Ansanm launching attacks against the law enforcement in other parts of Port-au-Prince. And in a different part of the country, the MSS and the Haitian National Police were welcomed by the locals, and they facilitated the reopening of a police station that had previously been closed due to gang violence. Well, this is Bonafide. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe and hit that notification button so that you will be notified whenever I upload anything regarding Haiti and the analysis therein. Surrender or face the inevitable force that will strike you sooner than anticipated. Well, these are the words of the MSS against the leader of the Viv Ansanm, Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier. And this just came shortly after the MSS and the Haitian National Police launched another attack against Barbecue when they spotted Barbecue and 30 of his gang members heading to Delmas 2 and Delmas 6. According to the reports, the team of 30 gang members split into two, and one team was heading to Delmas 6 while the other team was heading to Delmas 2. The Haitian National Police and the MSS forces engaged the gangs at that point, and there was heavy gunfire in that altercation. There were several casualties, and interestingly, the report goes on to say that several casualties were reported, that some hesitated to obey orders from their so-called leader, refusing to confront the determined MSS and the Haitian National Police teams. Now that shows that there are some weaknesses in Barbecue's team, or the kind of firepower that was being used by the MSS or the Haitian National Police was immeasurable compared to what the gangs were providing at that particular time. So that meant that there were some gang members that didn't want to continue to fight for Barbecue, and they surrendered. So that is what perhaps also made the MSS to come up with that ask to Barbecue, that surrender or face the inevitable force that will strike you sooner than anticipated. The report also notes that the MSS and the Haitian National Police responded swiftly with proportionate firepower, forcing gang members to retreat in disarray and shock. This is yet again another sign that the element of surprise has been used against Barbecue. The element of surprise has been used against the entire gang fraternity in Haiti. At first, we saw this on Sunday when Barbecue was caught unawares in his own house, and now we are seeing it again when Barbecue was trying to go and launch an attack on Delmas 2 and Delmas 6. They were also caught by a surprise with the MSS and the Haitian National Police that led to the loss of lives of some of the gang members, and other gang members just surrendered even when the leaders were telling them to continue to fight. Now that is not the only thing that happened in Port-au-Prince in the past 24 hours. After this attack, there was another attack that was launched by the Viv Ansanm against the police officers in Haiti, including the MSS officers. And this happened in Carrefour Airport, Delmas 17, 19, 30, and parts of Delmas 29. The Haitian National Police and the MSS have been repelling attacks in these particular areas: Carrefour Airport, Delmas 17, 19, 30, and parts of Delmas 29, after the attack that happened against Barbecue in the other side of Port-au-Prince. So these are events that are unfolding because of the call that Barbecue made, that all gangs have to be on their toes and fight the police officers, that he is calling for a resignation of the Presidential Transitional Council, and that there is a need to change the system. But at the same time, it is important to note that the Haitian National Police has maintained the presence in these particular areas, more so in Delmas. For the past 1 month, the Haitian National Police and the MSS have been trying to dismantle the ring of gangs in particularly Delmas. So this is not an attack that just started on Sunday. It might have culminated or crested on Sunday. It might have shown its results or its action on Sunday, but this is actually an operation that started a month ago. They had planned all this for a month, and they went out to fight the gangs, and what we saw on Sunday is just a part of this entire operation that is still continuing. the report says that there is continued operation going on in Delmas to root out the gang, specifically the G9 gang that Barbecue is leading in Haiti. Well, as much as the Haitian National Police and the MSS have been largely successful in repelling the attacks that have come from these particular places that I have mentioned, Carrefour Airport, Delmas 17, 1930, and parts of Delmas 29, it is important to note that the situation is still concerning more so for the people living in this neighborhood, because there has been a lot of shelling, there has been a lot of gunfire in these particular places, heightened gunfire. Of course, Haiti, Port-au-Prince, some parts of Port-au-Prince have been witnessing gunfire, but the kind of scale that has been witnessed in the past 24 hours in these particular places that I have mentioned, more so Carrefour Airport, has been concerning, more so to the people living in these neighborhoods, that they have never experienced what is being experienced at this particular moment in time when this Viv Ansanm, the coalition of gangs, is fighting the MSS and the Haitian National Police actively in the city. And this heightened activity by the Viv Ansanm and the police is not just because Barbecue called for these people to fight against the government of the day. It is also because of the losses that the Viv Ansanm have gone through in the past 2 weeks. Because in the past 2 weeks, there have been arrests, seizure of security apparatus, and casualties from the Viv Ansanm side. That the operation has led to casualties, loss of lives from the Viv Ansanm side. The operation has led to the seizure of weapons of high grade from the gangs, as well as it has also led to arrests of major leaders of the Viv Ansanm. So this is why these gangs are now up in arms against the government of the day. They are seeing that they are losing and they don't want to lose. That is why now this fight has intensified to what is witnessed today. We can also not forget the civilians, the citizens, the residents of Port-au-Prince who are not involved in any gangs have not been supporting these gangs. And that was presented last week when the gangs, the Viv Ansanm, were trying to go to Pétionville, and the citizens, residents, blocked the way and say that these gangs will not go to their neighborhood, they will not take their neighborhoods, and led to the loss of life of 28 gang members. So this flare of conflict that we're witnessing is also partly caused by the frustrations that these gangs have gone through, because the residents are not supporting them, the civilians are not supporting them, they don't have that public support to do whatever they are doing. That is why they are reacting the way they are reacting, and it is largely because they are losing ground, they are losing that popularity, and it is not panning well inside these organizations of gangs that are trying to fight the authorities of the country. Well, as that was continuing in the city, away from the city, in Port-au-Prince, where there was a mass attack last month in October 3rd, there were celebrations. People were celebrating the MSS and the Haitian National Police for their role in keeping the neighborhood safe, more so after that devastating attack. And the MSS assured the citizens there that there are night and day patrols in that neighborhood to ensure that what happened in October 3rd will never happen to them again. And that was signified by the reopening of the police station in that particular area, the Liancourt police station that was previously closed because of gang violence. These gang members used to go to particular places and they overrun the police station. They take the guns and armories in that police station and then they loot that police station and go. So this is what has happened in different parts of Port-au-Prince, but there was jubilation among the citizens of Port-au-Prince, among the citizens that live near Liancourt police station, when the Liancourt police station was opened again for police to be present in that particular area because of the pacification of the MSS and the Haitian National Police in that region. They were welcomed, and the report went on to say that the Haitian National Police and the MSS forces went outside their scope of work in that particular region to fill potholes at Route Coloniale in Carrefour Paye. This is not Carrefour Airport that we just discussed before. This is Carrefour Paye, away from Port-au-Prince, where they filled potholes that prevented the farmers in that region from taking their produce to other parts of the country. So they went beyond what they normally do to fill potholes. And this is the same strategy that we saw Kenya using in another country, in Somalia, that they not only go to a particular place to maintain law and order, they go beyond. Like in Somalia, they went and opened clinics where they took care of the society. It is part of winning the trust of the locals so that they can cooperate with them. And we've seen when the locals cooperate with the law enforcement, good things happen. Like they have information prior of what is supposed to happen. For example, what was going to happen in Pensionville, that they stopped the gangs from taking over Pensionville. Of course, it is a sad moment that 28 people lost their lives, but they stopped the influence of gangs in particular places, or the increase of the reach of the gangs in places that they had not taken before. And intelligence can easily flow when you have the support of the masses or the support of the public, because as we have seen, the public also do not want gangs, as these gangs have led to the loss of lives, senseless loss of lives. For example, what happened in Potson, over 100 people. These gangs have led to increase in poverty because now people have lost their properties, they have burnt their houses, and they have made these people to live in the streets. Many people are living in government buildings. They are living in horrible situations in different parts of Port-au-Prince and the larger Haiti. So that is why these gangs are not appreciated by the locals or residents, because of the way they are operating, because of their brutality, lack of care, and abuse also to women and young girls, recruitment of young children into the operations. They are unpopular. And that is why you're finding that even the MSS and the police, Haitian National Police, are being welcomed in different regions so that they can maintain peace. They are being welcomed when they open police stations in different particular places. These people see hope that tomorrow is going to be a better day without the influence of these gangs that are weighing down on their future. So that is what has been happening. Of course, I cannot end the video without speaking about the activities that have been happening regarding the UN in Port-au-Prince. There have been reports that most of the staff of the UN, the current BINU mission, the UN mission that is not a peacekeeping mission, just a consultative kind of fora UN mission to bring dialogue in Haiti. The UN mission staff has been leaving Port-au-Prince to other parts of Haiti, and some have even left the country. And that has been a concerning gesture from the people of Port-au-Prince that have been asking themselves, why are the UN leaving at this time? Do they know something that we don't know? Or perhaps do they have intelligence that something is going to happen in Port-au-Prince? So that has also been a point of concern. But the leadership of the UN went on and said that we are not leaving Haiti. We are just going to different parts of Haiti, but we are not going to be based. Most of the activity is not going to be based in Port-au-Prince because of the increased escalation in violence. And this is also coming just a week after Doctors Without Borders shut their offices in Port-au-Prince. So the increase of violence in Port-au-Prince has really led to a lot of activities happening. And these are humanitarian organizations. For example, the Doctors Without Borders were saving lives of whoever they will find injured or critically injured. So this is just bad news, more bad news to the people of Port-au-Prince that are left without aid. They are left without medical attention, immediate medical attention, because as much as there are others remaining there, the gap that will be left by the Doctors Without Borders is huge. And we need all kind of services at Port-au-Prince right now to take care of the people who are living in that particular place when these gang activities have been heightened. So that is what is happening in Haiti currently, and we hope that there will be a de-escalation of the incidences that are taking place in Haiti, that peace can be found sooner.